Hey guys, Mike here. So big week coming up this week. We'll have earnings. We got some big ones on deck, which we're going to go into, and a lot of different earnings are going to really show us how the consumer is and everything, and also the fact there is something catastrophic happening right at opening bell tomorrow, and it could absolutely tank the market for sure. And if you'll indulge me, I will show you the data to prove to you what I'm talking about when I say this. And I kind of laugh when I say it because it's kind of joking, but also kind of serious once I started researching it. And you just never know, because some people are just cursed sometimes, all right? And I'm going to prove that to you. And also some big earnings coming up. We got the financial sector with Bank of America and Goldman Sachs. Hopefully they're better than the last week. A lot of them were disastrous. You got Johnson & Johnson, which, man, this thing has steadily moved up on a trend line. Been a great investment for a lot of people. Netflix, which most likely could still be a hot mess. It depends on which way you look at it, because you're going to end up, they've already said in the first quarter, being down 2 million subscribers is what they're projecting for the second quarter. Or is the street going to like it when they roll out the fact they're going to start having ads, which with their subscriber base could create a lot more revenue? So it really depends which way the street wants to go. I mean, the stock has just been absolutely destroyed. And then, of course, the big daddy of them all, Tesla is going to be the biggest one next week. Show the EV industry, how China is working out, everything like that. Their new factories they've put out and stuff. So that'll be a big one. It's a huge, huge retail investor stock for sure. And plus, you got all the drama going on with Twitter and Elon Musk. He's going to go through with it, lose the lawsuit or whatever. You got Snap, that's going to guide and run up and down the social media platforms. Of course, you got Twitter the very next day. Again, that'll bring back in Elon Musk again. American Express will show how the consumer are actually spending and racking up credit card debt. Then you have Cleveland Cliffs, which will show if there actually is a slowdown in the building industry, because they're one of the biggest steel companies out there. And so I'll definitely try to put out like small videos when these things come out, because you guys said you liked it when I did it last earnings, just to let you know what's happening and how the markets are actually taking all this into consideration. Now, the big thing, what is happening at opening bell tomorrow that could absolutely tank the market right out of the gate, gap it down, everything? That's right, our friend Jim Cramer will be ringing the bell tomorrow. And you think, wow, what's the big deal about that? Well, he's done this twice before, and both times he did it, the market absolutely went, oh my God, and sold off big time. And if we just look right here, I actually show you the dates. Right here, March 6, 2020, Jim Cramer rings the bell. What happens that day? Market gaps down right there before it even opens, and ends up, the NASDAQ ends up around 1.7% down for the day, and then of course completely sells off for the next 3 weeks. Then again, March 10, 2015, we were not in any kind of bear market, everything was going fine. It gaps down in the morning by about 0.68%, and then ends up down for the day around 1.85% for the day, and then continues to sell off. Then continues to sell off the next 3 days. And by the way, if you get anything out of this, please hit that like and subscribe button for me. I really appreciate it. Think about sharing the video. As always, guys, thank you for all your support. And you gotta understand, some people, to me, they're just cursed in a way, right? They don't mean to do it. It's just that it just happens, right? I mean, do you remember President Bush from 2000 to 2008, right? I have never seen a presidency that was more cursed in my life. I mean, how many disasters happened in his 8 years? And I don't blame for any of them, but, you know, Katrina, you had the financial crisis, you end up with 9/11. I mean, it's just, it's like, what? Under one presidency, all that happened? Yes, right? And so with this guy, and if that's not enough, I'll show you, I actually think the algorithms are programmed to do negative things when he speaks about something, when he does something, and I'm going to show you. And this is one I discovered. You remember I did a video back in, I think it was May, I believe it was, and when he said this right here.
It really is true that Cathie Wood is the kiss of death. And, you know, you usually don't want to say that, but I think you have to throw out all the bromides and really speak truthfully here, because the viewers deserve it. Jim, she's awful.
And wouldn't you know it, Jim Cramer speaks right there. Now, mind you, this ETF has been absolutely destroyed up to this moment. And look what happens. Jim Cramer ends up sending Cathie Wood's ETF from that moment on, for whatever reason. As soon as he said that, boom, up 30% in less than a month. And then it started forming this stage one right here. I mean, and it's still up 23% since he spoke. And, here's Jim Cramer. Buy the dip on oil stock. Stay away from everything else on June 6th. Of course, oil investors, sorry for you. Right there he speaks, says that, and what's happened ever since? Down 20%, for God's sakes. One of my favorites, Netflix, buy it, January 3rd, 2022. And if you would have listened, you would have bought it at $610. Now it's down a whopping, what is that? It's down to $184, down 70% since he said it. And I cut out a lot. I mean, I can go back, when he said Coinbase, you love it at 475. Where's Coinbase right now? Robinhood over 100. Ethereum last month, you saw that 40% upside. And of course, it's been destroyed since then. And so, and there's a lot more. And I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying, look, because, here's a guy has a staff. Used to be a hedge fund manager, has plenty of contacts on Wall Street. He's talking about it all day. And when he makes a call, you see these just huge moves the opposite direction. And so I'm just saying 94% of trades and investments are done by the computers now, these algorithms. So wouldn't shock me a bit if that's what's going on. So if we gap down in the morning, as crazy as it sounds, he's like one of those guys. I'm sure you got a person like this. You would not stand next to them in a thunderstorm, right? Because you'd be afraid you get hit by lightning, all right? Because you just know that person where you're like, this person's just so unlucky on certain things. And so that's what's going on, at least for the last year and a half, for sure. And so, just putting that out there, crazy as it sounds, we'll see what happens. If we go green, that means we continue the momentum in from Friday's big move up. We'll have to see because we do have a lot of earnings this week. And so anyway, I hope you got something out of it. Hitting the like, subscribe button if you did. Share the video. I really appreciate that, guys. And I will see you tomorrow.
The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. I don't throw darts at a board. I bet on sure things. Read Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Every battle is won before it's ever fought. Think about it. The most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?
You all know what you have to do. Remember, no one, and I mean no one, comes into our house and pushes us around.
And the key to making money in these stocks right now is to sneak out without anybody noticing.